Okay, so how can we use isometric sketching to make some slightly more complicated shapes? We are going to start with some letters and then go on to some stairs, a little staircase. So the letter we're going to start with is a T in 2D, looks like so, nice and easy. And we need to basically think about that as a 3D shape because putting that into my isometric wouldn't really work. So a version of that we can turn to 3D would look something like this potentially. Okay, it becomes a little bit more chunky. And all we're going to do is we're going to build our isometric shape and we can then kind of work into that. So our isometric cube, or cuboid, sorry. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have our vertical line, draw it up. We're going to have our 30-degree arrow. So we're going to have a longer side this side and then a shorter side this side, but we've still got our arrow there. We're going to draw up this side, these two are parallel. We're going to make sure this line and this line look parallel. Maybe gone a bit too high here. Let's go a little bit lower. Make sure those two are parallel and just rub that one out. We're then going to go along parallel to here and along parallel at the back as well. This angle looks a bit off. There we go. And we're going to close this up. Vertical here. Where that's met to this line here, we're then going to go back at the same angle. So those three will meet up. These meet up here. Okay, and that's our verticals and our green and blue lines, as you like, potentially to think about it. So from there, this T, how can we put it into there? Well, we know if we imagine this line here at the top is the top of this line. Okay, so that line is this line. It's already done for us, nice and easy. This line and this line, we can imagine they go across as one. And we're going to say that it's 2/3 of the way up from the base. So we're going to be going back. We're going to follow this parallel, nice and easy as well. From there, we're going to look at this and we could say that these widths roughly are proportionate. So again, roughly thirds. And we can say that about a third and a third, potentially there, and then we can just draw vertically up. Okay, don't be tempted to try and meet it at a perpendicular line here. We want to just go vertically up like this. Okay, and then we've got the start of our T. Now to make this 3D, on the side, we're going to just go across parallel to these lines, okay? Because if you had that T in a 3D shape and you looked at it from the corner, you would see the side there. And exactly the same for this large bit. You've got to imagine that this box is actually a full box and it's got lines that run like this throughout the box. Okay, so this back face, the bottom part of the back face is here. So we can just move from this point across parallel to here. Okay, because we're in, it's basically a three-dimensional space. And that line has gone all the way back to this face where these corners basically meet. And now we can go vertically up here, just like that. And that gives us the base of our T. Okay, so to make this stand out a little bit more, you remember in the past we spoke about line weights, 1 being really light, 2 being a little bit darker, 3 being the darkest. I'm not going to go into the detail of those yet, but we can kind of go over these just to make it stand out a little bit more and help our eye to understand what is going on. So just going over these, not perfectly accurate, but it's certainly going to make it look a little bit better. And there is our T shape. So to understand, we have got all our vertical lines, our orange lines here, 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 and here. We've got our green lines going off to the right, here, 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 and here. And then we have got our blue lines going off to the left. Okay, so you can see those just like that. Now, if we were to do the same with the letter L, that looks like this, have a little go, pause the video, see if you can fit that L into a proper shape. I'm going to switch it around and we're going to go build it in a different direction. So we're going to turn this L 3D. It's going to look something like that. And we're going to have our initial arrow. So let's go somewhere here. We're going to go back at 30 degrees. That's quite a steep 30 degrees. That's too much. Take that away. A bit less. Let's go over to like this. Let's go vertical here. Let's go vertical back side, like that. Okay, so we've got two faces. Let's go across, make sure that those two are parallel across here and make sure these two are parallel. And then let's finish off the shape of the back, making sure this, this, and this is parallel, this, and this is parallel. And to help us, like last time, we can just finish off this box or this cuboid. So I've gone parallel here with this line. This line is also parallel. And then I'm going to meet these two from this corner. So wherever it goes down and meets vertically, I know that is going to hopefully meet with my back face. Pretty nice. Now we have a hollow cuboid to work into. So we'll start on the front and project it going back. So the L, if we look at it to fit on this front face, there's a chunk of it that's cut out, but we're just going to imagine this top part here, this top part, that bit there, probably comes out to about that distance. Same with this part here, probably goes up to about that distance potentially. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to follow from that corner where the dark line finishes all the way down, parallel to this vertical line. So you can see that hopefully comes to this point on my front face. And the same with this L, I'm going to go parallel to this line here. So I'm going to go back in this direction. That's nice and parallel. And where those two meet, just there, that is where we want to go a little bit darker to make that front part of the L stand out. And we can build around, and you can see now that that L is on this face. From there, I can just go back, make sure that this is parallel to these three lines. And the front one is also parallel to these lines here. Now that's met that point. This has met this point at the back. What's going on in the middle here? Well, we can draw this a random distance back, parallel. That's not quite parallel, like so. And wherever this line, as long as we go parallel to here, meets it, like so, we hope if our lines are good, that point can then go vertically and it will meet here. And it looks slightly off, but it's not bad at all. Okay, so hopefully you can see how our L has been formed there, like so. So, two basic shapes, pretty simple, hopefully. Verticals, got a vertical here, we've got a vertical here, we've got a vertical here, and a vertical here. We have got green going off to the right. All of those are parallel. And then we have got our blue going off to the left. All of these are parallel as well. Finally, you can do some stairs. So if you imagine that we have got, from a side-on point of view, this is quite common in isometric sketching, a set of stairs that looks like that. All you're going to do is you're going to put that into a box and hopefully make sure that your stairs work out. I'm going to do it really, really fast. It's not going to be very accurate, but it's just to give you a rough idea as to what I'm expecting. I'm going to put it into an isometric box. I'm going to draw my stairs onto the side, like so. I'm going to project those back. That top face, that face comes down there, that comes down there, that goes down there, that goes down there, and there you have your stairs, okay? Obviously I said really, really fast, it's not perfectly accurate, but it gives you a rough idea as to what you should be doing. So there is some good shapes you can play with, have a little go and see how you get on. Don't just go with the T and the L and the stairs, play around.